Police say John and Scott have something in common with 300 other American kids this year. They've been charged with murdering their parents. Bonnie Strauss investigates the darkest of crimes. Don't miss the next Inside Edition.
Monday at 5 on KYW3.
It's sheer fantasy.
They have girls walking around, half naked.
A current affair uncovers the barbers who take a little off the top.
Monday at 5:30 on KYW3.
Now, Jell-O put the wiggle in a cup.
Did that wobble? Did that wiggle? Did that cup of Jell-O give a little jiggle? Anytime or any place, now you can have that fruity taste. Now that Jell-O put the wiggle in a cup.
Introducing Jell-O Gelatin Snacks. Ready to eat in individual cups. It's refreshing, it's fruity, it's fun.
Now that Jell-O put the wiggle in a cup.
In your grocer's dairy case.
This is KYW-TV, Philadelphia. This is the news tonight with Beverly Williams, Craig Weber's weather, and Lou Tilley on sports. And now, the news tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Our top story tonight, a 16-year-old boy is held on murder charges. He was allegedly involved in a car chase that turned fatal. Late last night, the chase wound its way through the streets of Holmesburg. The teenage driver and 4 others went on a joyride in a 1974 AMC station wagon. They chased a Monte Carlo and rammed into the driver when he got out of the car. The 16-year-old escaped from the scene. Ignoring several stop signs, he broadsided a Honda, killing 29-year-old Barbara Edmonds. A neighbor says that after the crash, tempers flew.
They were kind of upset and they wanted to beat up on this kid. And other people just calmed them down, said, no, leave him alone.
The 16-year-old driver is in Einstein Hospital. He's being held on numerous charges, including murder. And emotions running high tonight. Parents and teachers promised to fight a plan from the Philadelphia Archdiocese to shut down and merge over half a dozen Catholic schools. KYW3's Carol Erickson was there as the battle to save the schools went another round.
A standing room-only crowd of grim-faced Catholic school teachers and parents call it the battle of their lives, and they may be right. They filled a hotel ballroom to find ways to derail a plan to close 6 Catholic high schools and merge 2 others by next September.
When we saw the list of the closures, it was our perception that the inner city was being abandoned. It is still our perception.
The outcry started after the endangered schools appeared on a list prepared for the Archdiocese by the Coopers & Lybrand consulting firm. Using projections of deficits and declining enrollments, mostly single-sex schools were targeted. Teachers dispute the logic and the numbers.
Coopers & Lybrand projects that we will have 12 students at Little Flower in the year 2000.
I am so upset that one of the reasons that St. Maria Goretti is closing is because we do not have a field. I promise you, Cardinal Bevilacqua, I will raise money for a field.
So if you're not willing to do some work to get behind this coalition, then kiss it goodbye, because you're not going to see the system that Philadelphia was the pride of the nation.
It all boils down to this: a cut and dry accountant's report versus a lot of angry, impassioned parents. They are determined to prove the school closing report wrong and to keep their high schools open. The next arena for the battle, Archbishop Ryan High School on Tuesday night. On City Line Avenue, Carol Erickson, The News Tonight.
Police in Newcastle County, Delaware, are continuing to warn women about a dangerous serial rapist. Hundreds turned out at the University of Delaware for the second of 3 meetings aimed at keeping women from becoming victims. The rapist has struck at least 6 times in the past year and a half. Police tonight told women what they must do to stay safe.
We're hoping to educate the women as to what's occurring so that they can take some action and prevent becoming another victim.
I live in the community of Newark, and I'm a little scared of what's going on right now.
I'm really concentrating on keeping doors locked and the security system on, and especially the doors locked in the car.
The next meeting is scheduled for this Tuesday night at the Dickinson High School auditorium in Wilmington. A happy home and a happy ending for a rare striped dolphin that washed ashore in Delaware 6 weeks ago. The dolphin was gingerly packed up and shipped to its new home in Miami, this aquarium there. The young dolphin had been nursed back to health at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center in Brigantine, New Jersey. Late today, the 8-month-old dolphin arrived safe and sound in Miami.
This animal clears our quarantine facility, then we are going to go ahead and put him in with a couple of mother bottlenose dolphins, and one of them right now is nursing a 1-year-old baby, so he'll have someone his own age to associate with.
Marine experts say that the striped dolphin is the only one in captivity. Because of his young age, he wouldn't be able to survive on his own. And in the nation tonight, it's full steam ahead for the third and the final presidential debate tomorrow night. Preparations are underway tonight at Michigan State University in East Lansing. The format will be the same as the first debate, a moderator and a panel of 3 journalists asking questions. President Bush is back at the White House after spending the weekend at Camp David with his nose to the debate grindstone. The pressure is on to make good in this last debate before the election. He's doing more homework tonight before heading to Michigan tomorrow. And Democratic challenger Bill Clinton attended church services this morning in Detroit. But he's keeping a light schedule heading into the debate. Today, Clinton picked up 10 more newspaper endorsements, among them South Jersey's largest paper, the Courier-Post. Independent candidate Ross Perot spent the day in Texas. And the 3 candidates all face off at 7 tomorrow night. You can see the last presidential debate right here on KYW3 live from East Lansing, Michigan. Hawaii Senator Daniel Inouye is denying charges that he sexually molested his hairdresser. Lenore Kwok says that Inouye forced her to have sex 17 years ago and has continued to harass her since then.
Washing his hair, he just reached up my dress and right up to my crotch, and it was shocking to me and humiliating and degrading.
Well, let me tell you that I am angry, and I will not tolerate this. But now we find that the slime has reached Hawaii.
The charges were brought to light by this man, Rick Reed. He's running against Inouye for Hawaii's U.S. Senate seat. And in the world tonight, for the second time in 2 days, another deadly earthquake hit Colombia. It was followed by a devastating volcanic eruption. The jolt has left thousands homeless. It also triggered blasting thermal baths that dumped boiling mud on parts of northern Colombia. At least 10 people have been killed. The earthquake registered 7.7 on the Richter scale. It was centered northwest of Bogota, and it was more severe than the one that struck yesterday. The earthquakes that shattered Egypt last week triggered massive riots. Police in Cairo used tear gas to disperse 5,000 violent demonstrators. Last night, they protested the government's failure to provide food and shelter in the wake of the earthquake. The tremor killed 500 people and put thousands destitute out onto the streets. The government acknowledged that relief efforts have been slow to reach the people. And a different problem threatens to cause a humanitarian nightmare in Somalia. Even though relief supplies are being sent to the country, many don't get the food because of attacks by warring tribal factions in the country. Today, the United Nations Security Council announced a plan of action to get relief supplies to the starving population. It includes increased security for food caravans and troop deployment. Right now, it's time for First Weather. Here's Craig Weber.
Well, we've got the chance of some flakes in the viewing area for tonight and tomorrow. Tonight and tomorrow morning, and then it should be clearing off. Let's take a look. Cloudy sky on First Weather tonight. Scattered showers out there. Most of those right now up towards Allentown. And we're finding a temperature tonight probably about 39 degrees and 40 downtown. As we take a look at the forecast for tomorrow, or tomorrow morning rather, maybe a few flakes around, a few flurries. Scattered showers though, temperature about 40, and the sun should come up around 7:04. And then for tomorrow, rain early, then clearing off late. Temperature as a high tomorrow, 49 degrees. Of course, we're going to pick our words carefully whenever we talk about snow, and that's coming up. We'll have the 5-day forecast as well.
We didn't take it personally. From First Weather to First Sports, here's Lou Tiller.
Let me summarize. Craig said the sun should come up, and there'll be a few flakes around tomorrow morning. Folks, if you've been out of the country and had only caught their last 2 acts the past 2 Sundays, you'd never know that ABC's Monday night performers had declared our Eagles the NFL's best. How quickly things changed in the last 13 days. Don't be deceived by this score. It wasn't this close. In fact, the Redskins, or rather the Eagles, got inside the Redskins' 10-yard line only twice. And the Eagles won 4, but now have lost 2. The Sunday Sports Wrap is coming in at 11:30 with the most highlights and our analysis, which points a finger at some short-sighted management as the problem that they're having right now. In Insight, the World Series right now, The Atlanta Braves on top of the Blue Jays, 4-2, and that's after 6. We'll be back with sports in a little bit.
All right, thanks, Lou.
Okay.
When the news tonight continues, the danger posed by power lines tangled in the tops of trees. The power company is doing something about it, but what's more important, scenery or safety? We're making an issue of that. And it was a super Sunday to hang around the Parkway, and that's just what thousands of folks did. That's in our last word coming up. More news in a moment.